What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Kraken's Den podcast number 5. It's first of all, I want to apologize for last week. Sometimes life gets in the way, and you have to well, things happen, and everything stops when things like that happen, but it's all good. Hopefully I can go back to a regular scheduled program, and it's all good, man. First, let me say hi to the chat. Yes, I'm alone today, but probably some people's gonna jump in later in the show. So let's see what's gonna happen. And but shout out to 33 people already in here. God damn. Thank you for that, man. Two man, what's up, man? Victor Click. We have a guy that I think it was a pony. I already blocked him, so get the fuck out of here. Mitch Typo, what's going on, bro? No, Mitchy Poop, my bad. Ooh. Who else is in the chat? We got Grand Wizard. Big Boy Mike, what's going on, guys? Redacted Dirt. I still don't know if you are oracular, but hey, shout out to you, man. Panic is the boss. What's going on, man? Platino J, Kev Lowry, what's going on, man? Long live the Black Mamba. One Trick Pony is here. No, man, that thumbnail that you got, that photo that you got with with MBG is fucking hilarious, man. Enzo, what's going on, man? Davey Aranda, what's going on, bro? Who else is in the chat? Flint Dog, 8208, what's going on, bro? And I think that's it. 37 people, 30. Now I dropped to 36, which is fine. I'm still surprised that at least 5 people come here to watch me. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Hopefully everybody's doing fine. And well, let's start with the first topic. But before I say anything, hey, what's going on, Aura? Before I start with the first topic, I'm gonna say this. It's been a couple of bad weeks for Xbox. We had the all Redfall incident, which everybody forgot now. In my opinion, everybody forgot. I finished the game. It was okay. I give it a 7.5. Let's leave it like that. We had the whole CMA doing some dumb shit, which is fine. But now we're getting the wave of bad PlayStation news, and I love it. I love every single one of them. And the first one that I love, because we've been hearing this for years, even since the PS5 was like a rumor or being announced, Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear, whatever the name that fucking game is, was being rumored by every goddamn pony that was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. And today, you know what? I don't give a fuck. This is Dreamcast guy. I don't like the dude, so whatever. I'm going to use him as a receipt on most of my shit. So let's start with the bullshit they started talking. When did he say this? Let me share my screen. He said this, show more. December 4th, 2022. Let me share my screen. Metal Gear Solid. Here we go. The screen looks vertical because I have a big ass vertical screen, which is fine. But here we go. Yeah, bum face guy. Exactly. So let me share my screen real quick. Put this full screen. Oh fuck, my bad. Full screen, motherfucker. Here we go. Now listen to this piece of shit. This was December 4th, 2022. A few months, like 6 months ago, let's say. Let's go back 5 seconds. Let's start
coming back in such a big way. But also, it's making me sort of reanalyze those classic rumors of the Metal Gear Solid remake. But today, let's take a look at this article over here on PlayStationLifestyle.net. You can see the title, Metal Gear Solid Remake exclusively in development for the PlayStation 5.
You can see the first mistake already. The website, like what did he use? Sorry, PlayStationNetwork.net, some shit like that. What did he say?
Title, Metal Gear over here on PlayStationLifestyle.net.
PlayStationLifestyle.com. Again, we all know this. As bots, we know that 99.9% there's no such thing as a pony insider. That doesn't exist. We all know this, which is funny because all the rumors and leaks has come from bot insiders from the PlayStation side, but whatever, which is funny. But here we go. Listen to this piece of shit.
.net. You can see the title, Metal Gear Solid Remake exclusively in development for the PlayStation 5. Now, I already read this article. It's very clear by the tone of it that the author of this article doesn't seem to really believe these rumors. But let's take a look at it. The rumor,
I have a feeling that he does believe those rumors.
is it that there is an exclusive Metal Gear Solid remake that is currently in the works for the PS5. You'll be forgiven for being confused between all the Metal Gear Solid remake rumors. So here's a brief refresher. There's reports that indicate that Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is being remade, and there
Okay, they got that right. At least they got that right.
is good reason to believe that might be true. There's been a lot of assets and stuff that have come out that seem to definitely signal the fact that Metal Gear Solid 3 is either getting a full-blown remake or a very, very deep, intensive remaster. But this new latest rumor, courtesy of the Spanish site Area Jones, claims to be
Aria Jugones, which is like gamers area. That could be the translation if you want to put it that way.
About the fact that the original Metal Gear Solid is being remade for the PlayStation 5. Now,
We live in a world filled with media streams, social platforms, and devices.
actually decided to take a look at their website itself. It does seem a little bit shaky. It does seem a little bit strange if this is real or not, but they're based.
So, okay. So we all know that Metal Gear now it's not exclusive. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I really don't care if it's exclusive or not. I am not a fan of Kojima games. I am glad the Xbox people are getting this game, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I tried Metal Gear 2, which was a mistake. I know the guy was like the guy was running butt naked at the beginning of the screen, the beginning of the levels. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I stopped playing it. I did the mistake of playing Metal Gear 5, Phantom Pain. I did not understand what the fuck I was playing. And at the end of the day, I've never cared for this game, but I really love that all these ponies that at the beginning they were saying that Metal Gear is going to be exclusive. Now they're getting egg on their face. That's the part that excites me. That's the part that I'm like, hell yeah, fuck yeah. You're not getting anything exclusive. It's being multiplat, and now let's think about why it's not being exclusive. In my opinion, when you look at the numbers of a company like Square Enix, which is mostly a third, which is mostly has in deals with PlayStation, they have failed every single, how can I put it? Every single quarter, they're always showing low numbers. So as a company, it doesn't make sense to tie yourself to one company when you have 4 different kinds of revenue out there. You have streaming, you have consoles, you got PC, you got mobile with Nintendo. If you're going to tie yourself to one company like PlayStation, let's say, and it's not working out for you, look like Square Enix, and apparently a lot more companies, where we'll talk about that later, then I think Konami as a company is actually smarter than fucking Square Enix in this decision. Again, I don't care for the game, but I am glad that my Xbox brethren are getting this game. If you like it or not, it's cool by me. But anyway, I know a lot of people may not know him. He's a buddy of mine. His name is Cinedex, bro. It's been a long time since you've been on podcast. It's been a long time since you say anything on social media, basically. you took a little bit of a hiatus. But now that you're here, what do you think about Metal Gear finally coming out and being confirmed to be a multiplat? Are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Is it confirmed?
Actually, let me show something on the screen right now. Because, yes, it's not confirmed by Konami just yet. However,
Oh, Windows Central. Okay.
Yeah, but Windows Central right now. Let me put that. Oh my God, people are already making fun of it. Windows Central right now has shown right here. Let me put zoom on my screen. Xbox Zoom. Report: Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is indeed real, and it's coming to Xbox and PC as well as PlayStation. So no, it's not a PlayStation exclusive as all these Pony Exciters thought they were going to be. So what do you think about that, man? Are you a fan of Metal Gear? Do you think this is a good game? Do you think Kojima could go fuck himself? Fuck the ponies? Tell me what you got to your mind, man. TTS,
All right, I'm
please.
Personally, I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games, but this is a huge win for Xbox because these games are massive, massive IPs, especially in their heyday back in the Xbox, PS2, PS3 at 360 days. Not so much nowadays because they haven't released the game since Metal Gear Solid 5, but a lot of people don't remember when Phantom Pain dropped. That was one of the biggest games on console, especially for because gaming was kind of dry for the first year and a half, and that was like one of the big games that came out. I think it was reviewed very, very well. So I thought maybe they would try to tie this down as exclusive because Sony, they like mindshare is their whole goal. I think there was a report recently, a rumor, I'm not sure if it's true or not, that Jim Ryan's goal is to have mindshare or to have total mindshare or something like this nature. And the way they achieve this is first they got generally they have two things. They have nostalgia, even though people say they have nostalgia over their Xbox, because Sony only really been around one console before Xbox, that was the PS1. So they do have some titles back then and some deals associated with the brand like Metal Gear, mostly because the PS2, people remember, that was really the only console because the GameCube flopped and Xbox came in like a year or two later. So what they've done since then and now is they want to associate brands with their console. And the way to do this is, well, they don't have as much money as Xbox. They can't really buy Activision $70 billion for Activision. So the way they do this is through 1 or 2 year time deals or even marketing rights. You saw that with Hogwarts Legacy. A lot of people, imagine, in 2023, didn't know that was coming to Xbox. That's how powerful the marketing machine is. So if you get games like this tied or like multiply games where they can't use this as marketing for their platform, it's automatically it'll be for Xbox.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But look, you're right. That's Sony is playing a game of nostalgia, just like Nintendo, and it works. Every time you play with somebody nostalgia, look, listen, I love the Mario game, the Mario movie. I watched that movie several times just because it was hitting my nostalgia as a kid, and that's a powerful weapon. We know this, and Sony loves to do these kinds of deals just because. I know I've seen these pony bots. You know what a pony bot is, right? I guess you know what it is. And that's a new term. A pony bot is a bot that turns pony when something is bad, and then it goes back and forth. So that's a pony bot.
I see.
They're claiming that Xbox needs actually like a big zeitgeist game, a renowned game, like a Metal Gear, like a Castlevania. It's not that I don't agree with that, but at the same time, these games are not owned by Xbox, right? I rather right now Xbox, as long I know they're taking time, but I'd rather have Xbox concentrate on their own IPs, build their own stuff, build their old house, and then eventually, you don't need to go to these third party or publishers or anything because the platform is going to be so healthy that everybody's going to come to you. Right now, I'm really surprised that Metal Gear actually came to Xbox. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised. I think Silent Hill is also, but that's a time exclusive. And then we have Castlevania. Castlevania is the one. I'm not going to lie here. Castlevania is the one IP that Konami has that I have every single Castlevania game on my Xbox. I have Castlevania on. I already have him on a whole bunch of consoles, but I have the classic collection on Xbox. I have Symphony of the Night on Xbox 360, which is backwards compatibility. I have Lords of Shadow. I have Lords of Shadow 2. I bought the DS, the Advanced collection. So basically, I almost have every single Castlevania game that is available on my Xbox right now. And that's the only game that I'm like, if you make that one exclusive, I might be a little bit pissed because that's to me that's the only Konami property that I really love because I played that as a kid. That was like my third game I ever played on the on my NES. So that's the only game. So I think people in the chat, what game? Okay, we know I've seen people in the chat that nobody really cares about Metal Gear. But what about Silent Hill? Do you guys really care about Silent Hill? What about Castlevania? Is Castlevania a big of enough franchise to make people like, yo, they have it on PlayStation? Is it a system seller, or it's just a nostalgia thing that, like, let's say they remake from the ground up Symphony of the Night? Is that gonna move some? Is that gonna make some headlines? And if that's a big thing, is it coming to Xbox or not? What do you guys think in the chat? Shout out to the 49 people here in the chat. Again, I'm always grateful. I'm a small time YouTuber. I don't even consider myself a YouTuber, but Cinedex. While I read people in the chat, what do you think? Metal Gear, we mostly don't care about much. Silent Hill, I don't know what your opinion is about that. But what if Castlevania? Let's say they remake Symphony of the Night. Is that a big game that Xbox fans will actually feel bad about not having on the platform?
Well, to be honest, I think they feel bad for not having Metal Gear or Silent Hill, which is big W's for getting them off. Well, Silent Hill's remake too, but especially Metal Gear, I think that was a bigger title. But in terms of Castlevania, you see, maybe not a few years ago, but now, especially since there's been a few TV shows about Castlevania that kind of more popular in the zeitgeist now. So I think that would be a pretty big deal for Sony to get, and mostly because it's a brain power type of game. Because a lot of the times, they just associate, like I said, they associate brands to their console. So they need to get more third-party games on Xbox, which is the whole goal. And their goal is to try to use their power, their marketing game, their being a platform leader in consoles to use it. But Castlevania, again, it's not something I played a little before my time in terms of games, but it would be a massive, massive get for Sony, mostly because of the marketing machine, how they will use that brand to further sell or further push their narrative.
All right. Let me answer this one. One Trick Pony. How come you perro, which is my dog, won't stop barking in WG podcast, but on Kraken's then culo, you fucking asshole podcast, he's barking like crazy. Okay, let me tell you why. Because I gave him food like 15 minutes ago, so he's sleeping. And when it's around 6 p.m., there's a lot of people coming from work, and they see him in the streets. He start barking. Are you happy now, you piece of shit? Are you happy now? Cara culo. And One Trick Pony. I love that picture though. Dirk Riggity's in the chat. What's going on, bro? Shout out to the 49 people here again. Dirt. Joey's dog don't like blacks. My dog is a Rottweiler, which he's black. I don't know if that's relevant to the conversation, but cool. Anyway, all right. So Metal Gear is not exclusive to the PlayStation. It's a good thing. I don't care about the game, but it's a good thing. Silent Hill being a time exclusive, going to Xbox is a good thing. Castlevania, we don't know yet. I'm holding my thoughts on Castlevania because I really don't know yet. But that's the one game that will really hurt me. Like, fuck, you got that exclusive. Even though I don't want to buy that big bitch PlayStation 5 because it's ugly as fuck. If a Slim comes around, maybe. But I don't wanna, you know. How could I say this? I don't want to give Sony money. That's it. So anyway. All right, so Metal Gear, good thing. Now let's talk about the second topic, which is, to me, is hilarious. Deviation games. Deviation games apparently. Wait. Give me a second. My bad. Deviation games. Where are you? Here you are. Deviation games. Apparently, let me share my screen. Here we go. Cool. So apparently, I'm calling Moriarty can fuck himself, but Sony PlayStation Back Studio Deviation Games has canceled their upcoming game. Some speculated that there would be a PlayStation S, blah 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 blah. That doesn't matter. But anyway, my question is to the people in the chat and you, Cinedex. We've seen Microsoft buy Obsidian, Ninja Theory. We've seen them buy a whole bunch of studios, right? In 2018, we've seen them buy ZeniMax Bethesda, and they're trying to buy ABK right now. And we've seen Sony buy little studios and even do third-party exclusive or deals like Deviation Games. I don't know if they own them, to be honest. But recently, we've been seeing that they've been closing studios. They've been firing. There's been massive layoffs. Bungie is not having like development troubles just because I don't know something wrong with some updates or something. And we're seeing Sony having trouble and trouble and trouble, and nobody's saying anything. By the way, nobody's saying jack shit. Now, my question is Sony is Sony bad for business for these small studios? Can Sony be trusted with these small studios? So far, 3 out of 3 are being or shut down or layoffs or something. Do you think Sony is actually bad for studio?
That's a good question. To be honest, they do have. I think their model, what they pivoted towards. I think this is away from back in 2018. I think that was Sean Layton, and when there's a bit of power struggle reported, is I think now they're trying to just get big games, AAA games from their first party output. Games like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us, etc., Uncharted. And I don't think they're gonna waste their time on smaller titles because they just don't seem it to be worth it, or worth their budget, or worth their oversight. So unless the game is looking to be a very, very good game, I think they're going to cancel or shut it down. But this is something that's just true. Like I remember back when Xbox was buying a bunch of studios, Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda before. There was a lot of rumors, can Xbox handle their games? Can they handle the studios? Because previously they did shut down. I think Lionhead, but that was really the only notable story that shut it down. But I think this is maybe the third or fourth studio in the last 18 months that's only shut down, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a running narrative, and Pickle Office was shut down, Deviation shut down. I think they shut down Studio Japan as well.
They shut down Studio Japan, which is Sony Japan. They shut down Pixel Opus. They canceling that sci-fi game from Strike Games, whatever that was, because it wasn't officially announced. But we know that's not happening. Now, because this chat is actually like a few weeks old, they were laying off 90 people from Deviation Studios. Now, apparently, in the studio, the game is like straight up canceled, and that's not talking about KOTOR, which apparently, according to Jeff Grubb, the game is totally canceled. It's not even happening. So it's like, what's really happening in this situation? Like, is Sony being? And look, we're looking at what Sony has been doing with Square Enix, all these third-party deals, but Square Enix is not making their money back. So again, I know they're Sony is fine. Are they fine? Are they actually beneficial for these studios? Are they actually making business, or Sony is just so good at doing games that like looking at everything and say this is not good, and they're firing everybody? That's my question. People in the chat, do you really think Sony is good for these small studios? Can they nurture them organically like they're supposed to say? Cinedex, is this just a conspiracy of mine? Am I going myself crazy, or is it actually true? Sony's nobody's. I haven't seen any. What do you call this? Articles or anybody saying anything about this. And this is concerning. If let's say one tweet like this comes out of Microsoft saying that this is happening, the world's going to be the world of gaming starts burning because Microsoft is going to be like it's doom and gloom all over again. But looking at this, how many people could that be? Like for real, Cinedex, what do you think? Are we crazy here? Or
No,
these questions has to be asked though. Like,
well, they have to be asked because this is the third or fourth studio in a row that this is happening. Even reportedly, even before, I think Ben's studio got denied the Days Gone 2 or whatever, and now they've been forced to make like a Last of Us remake or something of this nature, or Uncharted. I think what's happening really is tying this back to Xbox. I think that them buying Activision Blizzard, and the reason they're fighting them so hard is because now they realize that they've been pushed thin, and they have like maybe 3 or 4 big titles, as we've always said, and they've tried to gather as many resources to fund as many big AAA games to push their brand. And I think this is what's happening. If the game doesn't meet the cut, they're just going to cancel it and not waste their time and money on it. So it's going to be a good thing with games and a bit of quality control, but it's really concerning because this is the 34th studio in a row, and the narratives are starting to pile on. But I do think that that's something to see. We'll see in this next showcase coming tomorrow. We'll see their actual plans, what games they have coming up, and the slant. If there's a bunch of small type of games, is there like a variety? But we're gonna see because I think they've also reportedly had a lot of games as service games. So it's something to watch definitely. But I think maintains or signals that there's going to be a pivot in their model where they're no longer in the PS3 era as we know and have like a lot of indies, quirky type of weird games. But even the PS4 games had a few of them, but now they've pivoted almost entirely to big AAA titles, Active Venture, the Sony template. But it's something to be concerning about. And the reason we don't see this, which is media bias, as we all know, there's not going to be a lot of articles on this. And it's because there's a slant in the media for PlayStation. We've always known this. It's always going to happen. But if this was Xbox, there'd be a huge uproar. Or Xbox is bad for games. They're just a monopoly, buying a studio, shutting them down. But we don't see the same energy for Sony. Even though these studios are not small deviation, I think they laid off 90. That means it must have been well over 90 employees then.
Yeah, so I don't know how much 90 people like affects them, but it's like if you have 90 people to throw away, that means you have a lot more. Like I'm guessing at least 250, maybe.
Yeah, a lot.
That's not a small studio. That's not a small studio.
Yeah, these aren't small studios, 10, 15 teams. These are big studios now that are getting affected, and it's just I have a feeling because we know the Activision deal. Mainly why it's getting stopped is due to the Sony marketing machine and their political push. That's the only reason for the relegation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And I think they're just trying to delay. Like I've had a bit of a conspiracy theory that they're just trying to delay. Just delay the Activision deal to try to tie Xbox hands back so they can win this generation and weather the storm. But if that were to go through, there'd be a bit of an onslaught. And I think we're starting to see it now. Them trying to gather the resources to try to push more marketing deals, push more timed exclusives, and push more AAA games.
Somebody correct me in the chat. How many studios or how many games as a service games that Sony was apparently producing? Like, I really don't remember.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think they're going to have 25 first-party titles.
25.
I think that was first. Yeah.
First of all, we don't know who's doing those 25 studios. Like, for real. If it's 20, 25, 10, whatever. They said 10? Okay, 10. Let's say 25 is a little bit too much. Let's say they have 10 games as a service right now. Right now we know what was the one? Deviation Studios is gone. Then we have Strike. What's the name? Strike.
Oh, yeah, no, I meant 25 first-party titles, not games as a service.
Yeah. Well, so the one is Strike. I forgot what. Strike something is the other studio that went shut down. That's turning into 8. I'm counting Factions as one of those games as a service. Couture, which is we're just talking about it right now. Couture is the other one that got canceled, apparently according to Jeff Grubb. So that's already 3 down. That makes 7. Factions, that makes 6. Who else is out there? And how many of these games as a service are actually going to be successful? Games as a service is not an easy thing to do. Like, we've seen so many games as a service go out there and to die a few months later. And I don't know if Sony is actually realizing that this shit is not a good idea to do so many games as a service, but they needed a backup plan because if they're going to lose Call of Duty, they might as well have one game that will give them enough microtransactions to survive. Because right now they're cash cow, and they said it themselves. This is not me saying this. This is them. They cannot survive without Call of Duty. No. If you're not going to survive without Call of Duty, you might as well make a game as a service and try to do something. But I don't know. Here's my question. Do you think tomorrow, which I don't give a fuck about tomorrow's show, but I'm going to be there on the chat, on Dirt's chat, just talking shit. Do you think tomorrow they're going to... Yes. Do you think they're going to at least announce 1 or 2 of these so-called games as a service tomorrow?
They have to. And I think, the games as a service is notoriously hard to maintain. Not only maintain content, but they get to maintain their player base that they normally get. I think they have to. If they don't show at least, maybe I'd say 2 of these as opposed to 10 games, maybe 3, I think there's going to be a legitimate concern about how far away they are. Because this is Sony's first showcase in, I think, almost 18 months, 2 years. So they wouldn't just pop up randomly at a showcase because they've shown they'll just skip it. They don't have anything. They should have things. And if this is the showcase that is missing at least 2 to 3 of these games as service games, then it's going to be concerning. Because you're right. generally, once you have like a really good game service, that can be kind of your cash cow, and support a lot of other titles that may not bring as much revenue or return on investment as other things. But yeah, we'll see. They should have at least 2 to 3, and we'll look at the quality of these because I think because with these, what I just said about them having a bit of quality control, we'll see the quality or how they look at these game servers and if they can be viable. But yeah, we'll just see about that.
Yeah, somebody in the chat actually mentioned a game that I totally forgot because we saw the leaks recently about that Horizon Forbidden West game that was a third part, and that's like a MOBA open world, whatever it is. They all look like cutesy little things. Do you think they'll show that tomorrow though? Like do you think they have enough there to show? Because again, I really don't want to give credit to Sony at all. The way they treat Xbox is fuck them. Do you think with the pedigree that has Naughty Dog, the pedigree that has Gorilla and their studios, do they really have the chaps to actually do a games as a service game? We've seen Microsoft done it before. Yes, Halo could be missing content, blah blah blah, but Halo's still a great fucking game. Gears has never in my opinion, never dropped the ball when it comes to multiplayer. Forza is amazing multiplayer. All these games have multiplayer. We know Sony doesn't do that. Do you think they're going to pull it off, or they're just going to throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks? What's going to happen tomorrow? Like, it's tomorrow a multiplayer-centric show? Are they going to show a lot, or is it going to be the same template? Like play another PlayStation third-person over-the-shoulder action adventure game, or are they going to concentrate more on the multiplayer side? We don't know this. But I'm asking if tomorrow is going to change a lot of that. Are they going to change the narrative that we also can do multiplayer? What do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question to ask because I think gaming has shifted since around 2016-15 away from the traditional third-person AAA big budget game to more branded service. I think Fortnite, games like that shifted the tone and the appetite for a lot of consumers or even companies' goals. But we're gonna see tomorrow. It's something that's hard to say, but I think this showcase is really going to signify Sony going forward. That's what I want to say. I think it's going to signify their narrative, it's going to signify their marketing, and what type of games are going to come out. Because you're right, one thing that Sony has not done is bring out a lot of multiplayer games. It's not what they do. And even like Last of Us, I think I'm pretty positive if it's not here, I don't even know what's going to come out, is they're going to have the Fractions 2 game tomorrow. And that game should have launched, I think, almost 2 or 3 years ago. But they just completely just had to say, forget it, we'll just release it. And I want to look at the price of that because I think what they're going to do is they're probably going to have that be maybe $40, maybe free, the Fraction to it, probably $40, $60 on top of paying for The Last of Us 2 years ago.
Whoa. So you wait. That's crazy. So you're telling me they're going to make a remake of The Last of Us Part 2 and then bundle it with the multiplayer?
Hey, we just seen the remake The Last of Us Part 1.
That's not even out of the fucking realm of possibility with Sony, bro. Now that I think about it, like Sony is so much of a piece of shit that they're capable of, like, hey, here's The Last of Us Part 2 with, I don't know, Ellie has green eyes now and Abby is more feminine, whatever. But if you want to play the multiplayer, you got to buy that. I think these pieces of shit are capable of doing that. They're like, if you want to beta game, fuck, man, I said things. Why you put that in my mind? Now, I really think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do Sony giving away a free to play game of multiplayer on PC and on PlayStation doesn't sound like PlayStation or Sony to me. But making a remake of or an upscale or remaster, whatever, of The Last of Us Part 2 and bundling it with the multiplayer, that seems like that's a Sony thing to do. You might be right.
No, they want either they can have it too. What it reminds me of Madden. Madden, they really can just be game as a service, but the reason they're not is because they release games every year and people buy like $50, $60, $7 now. So I think Sony's going to try to get this model. I think they're going to release a single player game and then add its multiplayer counterpart with a remake maybe 2 to 3 years down the line. I really think that's what's going to happen.
No. Okay, no. Let's put this conspiracy hat right now because this is crazy. I've never thought about this because are we all assuming that the Factions game or they sell it But we know people are like, why do I need to buy a multiplayer game when I have so many free to play multiplayers out there that are actually better? As far as we understand, like Apex, we got Fortnite, Call of Duty out there is free. Why would I pay for factions, right? And it's also tied to one platform on the PS5. So if you don't have a PS5, you have to spend $500 on a console plus $70 on a multiplayer game, which why would you do that? However, if you're telling people it's coming bundled in some way, shape, or form with The Last of Us Part 2 or even Part 1, I don't know. Or you can even say, hey, if you want to play the early access or beta of the game, buy The Last of Us Part 1 or Part 2. Is that crazy? Or guys in the chat, is that even possible that Sony will go that low to do that shit? Like, we're not offering this game for free, but we're actually going to bundle this piece of shit. So you are obligated to buy it for those who suffer from FOMO. That's...
I think it's a trend. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Miles Morales, that was bundled with the Spider-Man remastered, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Yes. So they've shown that they're going to add maybe secondary content and bundle that with the content. Maybe they might try a Horizon multiplayer and maybe tie that with maybe remaster.
Whoa, now that you say that, we've heard the rumors that they're making a remake of the first game of Horizon Zero Dawn. We've heard that before. And if they're making a mobile open world multiplayer game with that shit, and if it ever comes out, in all the Sony fashion, I doubt they're going to give any of these games for free. And how the landscape is right now with multiplayer games being free to play, do they see this like, yo, let's tie it up to a game? This is getting interesting to me now that you just mentioned it. Like Horizon Forbidden or Zero Dawn, we know they're making a remake because that was a rumor a while back, and they're making a multiplayer. Is that going to be tied to that? And you're going to be obligated to pay for Horizon Forbidden, whatever fucking game the name is, I forget the name, just to play the multiplayer. And The Last of Us Part 2 hasn't had a PS5 like version. Factions could be tied to that too. It's like somebody said in the chat, Michi Poo actually said it. If anything multiplayer comes out of Sony and is not free to play, it's an L. And I 100% agree with that. But again, I think it's a possibility that Sony will actually do that. Will they do that tomorrow? I don't know. Will they show any of these games tomorrow? I don't know. But what I do know, that tomorrow they're going to show a lot of PSVR games, a platform that is already dead. Cinedex, how much PSVR games do you think they're going to show tomorrow, if any?
This is where I'm going to TTS a little bit. PSVR.
Go ahead.
Man, I've heard, remember back in the day, Xbox needs VR. They need to have this. They need to compete with Sony.
Yes.
Did VR even sell 1 million consoles? 1 million?
Less than that. They sold like what? What were we talking about? VR?
Yeah.
100,000, something like 200,000. It was really low.
A 200,000 as a launch base.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cap, man. I think I've heard a few other podcasts, more VR majors or people who are like main on that the VR is like close to being dead, and if they don't show things here, it might not show because they need a big showcase for that to kind of make it alive again and show there's gonna be content coming forward. Let's keep it a buck. This video is kind of trash. I'm gonna be honest, and they're gonna try to market it as best as they can. Try to get people excited for it because I think they said in the showcase they're gonna have VR games there as well. We're gonna see. I think the one game that can kind of save it maybe is Half-Life Alyx, if they can somehow get Valve to tie that.
Oh, I'm 100% sure that tomorrow they're gonna show Half-Life Alyx, because if you have a dead platform right now that nobody's giving a shit, in order to get a little bit of buzz out of it, I'm 100% sure tomorrow they're gonna show Half-Life Alyx. I really am I'm 100% sure about that.
They have to, because it's less than 300K. Like, that's abysmal. Like, that is abysmal. I don't even think the PS4 one did that bad, and that wasn't even that great of a VR headset or performing. We'll see. It's a very niche, and I think we kind of crap on Phil sometimes for some of the decisions he does, but that was one of the things that he was completely right about. VR is very niche, and the technology just isn't there yet. And at less than 300K,
that's
truly this one.
How many VR games out there that are actually worth playing? So far, the only like must-have play game is actually Half-Life Alex.
Yeah, that's the only game I hear about. Because before that, like there's a few games maybe on PC, but I don't know if they're compatible with the PlayStation One VR headset or even the PS4
No, they're
VR
not.
2.
None
And
of them
that's the
are.
issue. That's the issue because they had some games at launch. I think they had Horizon or this or that, but Half-Life Alex is the one game that maybe can get some excitement or buzz on it. But we'll see. That's one thing I want to see is their commitment with PlayStation 2 VR. Let's see that how it goes on, but because that's one thing where they failed in. Like they've been Sony's quietly been failing in numerous areas, whether that's closing studios, closing VR, things of this nature, and it's something to see. Like the showcases, it's not the most important thing in the world, but it's going to show kind of tip their hand on what they're trying to do.
I beg to differ that this show is really important. They have over 600 days without a showcase. And I know that Sony's been quiet. They've been cooking, and they're acting like Microsoft hasn't been quiet for also 2 years. We know the games, but we haven't seen any of it. But Microsoft is not cooking. Only Sony is cooking, but Microsoft is not cooking. Like that's the bias. But let me say hi to the guys to the chat because there's been a lot of people coming in. Get Money 883, what's going on, man? Duke Togo, I see you, man. I saw some the mechanic. Shout out to you. Long live the Black Mama. I think I said hi to you earlier, but shout out to you again. Beam 626. Thanks for stopping by. I see you. Raiden Blade, I see you, bro. Mr. Fernando, thank you for being here. Who else? Who else is on the chat? Why so serious? I see you. I hope they spend 30 minutes of PSVR. Me too, bro. Me fucking too. I hope that show is all VR so we can all sleep ourselves to death. Anyway, Daya 4568. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Hi, Joey and panel. Hello, chat. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. Who else is in the chat? Tutogo. Sun. Your name is Sun. Okay. Yo, what's going on, bro? FarQ, what's going on, bro? It's a long time. I think I saw you in the chat earlier. So what's going on for everybody? Fernando said, I'm glad I didn't buy that big trash PlayStation, dude. If tomorrow they show a slim version, then I'll consider it. Maybe.
Yeah, me
if
too. Yeah.
And if it's second-handed, because I really don't want to give these fuckers any kind of Get Money 883 PS showcase is going to flop. I really hope it's going to flop. But knowing the media bias, knowing how these fuckers operate, they're going to give him 10s out of 10s. That's why I created my own rating system, which I'll talk about it later. But, Cinedex, I'm glad you said something. You said Phil Spencer was right about VSVR 2. He was right by saying it was not ready. Now, remember when the leaks, or not leaks, the news came out that Xbox actually turned down an exclusive Spider-Man game. And everybody made fun of it because Spider-Man actually turned out to be a good game. Even though I don't give a fuck about Spider-Man. I'm a Batman fan. I'm a DC fan. No Troll 85. What's up, man? A lot of people say it was a bad move. Guess what happened also when people found out that another game was going to be quote unquote exclusive. And let me show my screen and you tell me how that shit went through. Tell me how this shit actually turned out. Look at this. I'm going to use him because fuck it, that's the only one I found. Brap piece of shit, Brap Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. Xbox reportedly turned down Couture Remake. And I've seen a lot of people in podcasts talk shit about, so how can Xbox lose KOTOR? How can Xbox let this happen? Yes, as an Xbox fan, KOTOR should be always on Xbox. However, how can they let this happen? Blah, blah, blah. Xbox is trash. All this bullshit. Now, let me show you something interesting about this. Let me share my screen again, but let me cut this out. Let's show. Where is it? God damn it, where is it? I lost it. Oh, fuck. I lost the link. My bad. Fuck it. We're talking shit anyway.
I got the link.
You do?
Yeah. It's IGN, right? Or
yeah.
gamer.com. I'll post it in the private chat.
Oh, there it is. POS. Fucker. Here we are. Where is it? Did you send it?
Yeah, it's into the private chat through StreamYard.
Oh, StreamYard. Okay.
I can post it in your DM if you want.
I'm laughing like Seth Rollins. I haven't even shared my screen yet. Here we go. You pieces of shit. Oh, you fucking ponies laughing at Microsoft not getting this fucking game. And now look at this. The KOTOR remake will never come out, says Insider. Not in delayed, not in development hell, but fucking never. I repeat that shit. Never. Now, does it suck for developers? Yes. But is this shit karma? Is this pony karma? Do we deserve to talk shit after they were talking shit for what, at least 1 year or 2 years when they found out this game was going to be exclusive? Now, not even you're getting it. What happened to that Star Wars game that was being made by the guys that made Detroit Become Human? Remember that Star Wars game they were making? Apparently they only did a CGI and then nothing else coming out of that shit. Now you got KOTOR being straight up canceled. Is this karma? Is this y'all talking shit way too early? Cinedex. I think this is a little bit of a karma for the ponies and the entire PlayStation platform that they can't handle KOTOR. What's happening? Tell me. Talk your shit.
Again, this is where I'm going to TTS a little bit as well. I remember maybe it was a year ago whenever the last showcase, maybe 18 months, 2 years ago, who knows, that it wasn't that great, to be honest. I remember that showcase. The last showcase was complete trash for Sony.
It was all CGIs. It was
CGI, and then they showed Wolverine and God of War Ragnarok at the end. Like, okay, cool. And everyone was capping about it. It was really a garbage showcase for like 90 minutes or most 90% of the time. I mean, but KOTOR remake. This has obviously been a beloved Xbox IP since the OG Xbox. And I remember, they stole from Xbox. Why didn't Phil do it? Even me, I was a little bit, hey, even though it's not my type of a game or something I played back in the day, I was like, okay, this is a game that's a classic for Xbox, especially for the OG guys. And for them to deny it, I was looking at them a little shit, like, oh, well, how did they couldn't have offered more money than Xbox? So we're wondering what was the reason. I've always put that back in there, like there had to be some type of a reason for them to deny it, but.
This is
apparently it's trash.
Yes, apparently it is fucking trash. So let's check this out. Here's another receipt over here. Let me hide this chat. Thank you, Daya, for the liking to hang out with us. Shout out to you 62 people in the chat. Hit the like button if you can. I'm not saying to subscribe. I'm just saying say something in the chat so I can shout you out. But check this out. More receipts. Because I found out that a lot of these fuckers that were talking shit deleted their tweets about KOTOR. A lot of them. But I found one that didn't do it. Check this out. Our boy, fucking Jay Barry, says, KOTOR rebuild from the ground up and designed for the PS5. Here's another L. Forspoken is another game designed for the PS5, and it has a 2-year PS5 as console exclusive deal. I think KOTOR will have a familiar deal. Oh boy.
And they can have their
that's 2 L's in one chat, by the way. Like, we all know how Forspoken went, and look at this shit with KOTOR. Is this them talking shit? Because let me tell you something. Yes, I've been talking shit lately on Twitter a lot. However, I've never wished a failure of a game. I've always said I don't give a fuck about the game and I won't give credit to the game, but I've never said that I want a game to fail. I've never said also, I never jump into anybody's tweets and to talk shit against them. I just tweet my own thoughts and that's it. These fuckers always do the contrary about that. They go to your chat, talk shit about you, make these outlandish claims like KOTOR is going to be rebuilt from the ground up for PS5. Now he's going to be rebuilt from the ground up because there's no game anymore. And now, to me, this is karma. We had a little bit, you know about this, 2 weeks ago. We got the CMA blocking the shit, and we got Redfall that came out the way it came out. And they trashed Xbox. They trashed us Xbox fans. if you like Redfall just a little bit, we've been insulted. They've been saying shit to us, and now the slew, the wave of bad X PlayStation news is great. I call this karma. What do you think, Cinelex? Is this karma, or it's just something that happens? Like Xbox gets bad news, then PlayStation gonna get bad news, then Xbox gets bad news. Is this like a regular cycle thing that happens, or this is actually karma? What goes around comes around. What do you think? Well, this is great.
Man, this is Xbox has been a bit of a rut ever since maybe like February. Bad news after bad news, and seeing maybe this last week or so having a lot of, even though we don't wish bad upon these studios, bad upon these games, uh, seeing not so much good news, but to see things that were thrown in our face maybe a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, be back thrown in their face. It's a sight to behold. Like I can't nothing but laugh, man, because
Check this is tweet from Jay Barry also. Apparently somebody was talking shit about him about the show, that it wasn't great when they came out. Then he said, KOTOR, Project Eve hasn't come out yet, so we don't know how that game's gonna turn out. Tiny Tina Wonderland, it's okay. Forspoken did nothing. I'm shocked. This is another tweet that is not gonna age well. We know Forspoken did shit. We know KOTOR is not gonna do shit. Project Eve, she might have a good ass, but we don't know how good her shit is actually gonna be. Tiny Tina Wonderland actually came and everybody forgot about it. Let's be honest. What's going on, Dave? Dragon's Blade, what's going on? So, again, continue with your point. I'm sorry I cut you off, but I had to read this because this is hilarious, man. It's like a lot of these fuckers deleted their tweets about KOTOR, and dude, and they blocked me. And let's be honest, Jay Barry has me blocked. No, not him. Salty and some other piece of shit has me blocked. But I got another account, so I can check their shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is just karma, bro. This is just karma. I haven't seen an Xbox fan been. Have you seen Xbox fans get receipts apart from, let's say, Colt Eastwood? He's the only one that goes out there with his chest open saying some dumb shit. But do you see any other Xbox fan actually claim some dumb shit like ponies?
Not really. I mean, only maybe recently with Redfall, but that game was always, it was a development, seeing if it was good or bad, but not really, because I don't know, maybe it's a bit of arrogance in a lot of these ponies, or maybe it's just like them trolling, but a lot of the time they just be saying stuff, man. A few of them been saying, they just be saying anything, man. And this is maybe the third or fourth time. Well, it hasn't maybe in the last year because Sony's gone quiet, but especially in 2020, 2021, a lot of receipts are being pushed out. But this is just another one. Like VR, again, we don't know about the remake of KOTOR. It may come out, it may not come out. But for insider of Jeff Grubb's stature to say that he doesn't think it will ever come out shows the state of this game is in. So even if it does come out, it might not be that good. It's just something to see. Like, cause the narrative. I remember this narrative a couple of years ago. Them showing CGI trailers, Wolverine, KOTOR. Oh, how Xbox do this? What a great showcase! All these games coming out. But it's kind of tied in their hand a bit, and really the narrative of, because we all hear this. Oh, it's Sony. I remember this back then. Don't you remember this this argument? Oh, it's Sony. They produce good games, so them showing CGI is fine, but Xbox showing CGI is not fine.
It's just funny, man. But hey, BC McNasty, what's going on, man? Karen Raisin Potato Salad. I don't know why you call yourself that way, but I love it though. What's up, peeps? What's going on? Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I really believe in karma. Like, if you act a certain way, that same energy is gonna come back to you. And my new persona on Twitter has evolved into that kind of, like, this is something that I actually did. So those in the chat don't know. If you've seen my tweets, some of them are a little crazy lately, but I actually copy paste the pony's tweet, changed a few words, and posted it. Which is funny enough, that same person actually replied to me, and he didn't realize that I copied his own bullshit tweet. I'm actually mirroring how ponies react on Twitter, and they don't like it. They think I'm fucking crazy, which I understand. I sound crazy on Twitter, but I'm trolling. I don't act like that way. I don't wish nobody harm, for real. But I am despising a little bit the PlayStation brand because the fan base is not. The fan base is so crazy and toxic that it makes me don't want to be part of that community. Well, when you go into the Xbox side, yes, there's a lot of opinions on the Xbox side of how to do things and how we want Xbox to be, but at the same time, is the more welcoming community. It's a community that actually play games. It's a community that every time I turn on my Xbox, I see at least 25 people playing something. And while you go to the PlayStation side, everything is just barren. Nobody's talking to each other, nobody's saying anything. But they're bragging about some dumb shit on Twitter. Well, brings me to this point right now, which is this is from Hard Drive. This is an article that says, here we go, boom. This is May 19, 2023, a few days ago. New study finds that PlayStation gamers spend more time on Twitter rather than playing games. Let me repeat what I just said. The new study finds that PlayStation gamers spend more time on Twitter rather than play games.
This is a trolling article. Is this real?
You know what? I'm taking it as real, so fuck it. It must be a strong article, but check this out. In a groundbreaking study that has sent shockwaves through the gaming community, hilarious, renewed research from the Prestige Institute of Gaming Science and Discovery, a startling trend among PlayStation gamers. Contrary to the popular belief, this groundbreaking research reveals that PlayStation aficionados, this is a fake ass article, but it's funny, are spending more time on Twitter than actually playing their beloved games. Dude, I wish this was true. And if it's true, god damn it, man. What the fuck? Oh shit. I mean, Ray. Come here. Okay. Ray, bro. What's going on, man? You're gonna talk some shit?
Hey, yo, what's going on?
You sound drunk. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm in the car, just got out of work. I seen the link, so I hit it up.
Hit it up, bro. So talk your shit. What do you think? What's going on, man? Have you heard a little bit about the conversation we had already?
I have not.
Okay, so let me give you so you can give your thoughts in Metal Gear not being PlayStation exclusive. Is it good or bad? Fuck the ponies.
It's good. It's good. Fuck that Sony don't get it now. But I'm not gonna play it anyway. I played it 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was. I have no. And for be honest, Kojima's a mid developer anyway, so I have no reason to go play that game. I'm probably not gonna play the game he made for Xbox. So fuck Kojima anyway. He treated Xbox like a second class console for so long. I kind of don't even give two fucks about him.
All right. So what happens if Castlevania actually turns out to be exclusive? Would you be mad about that? Chill Walker, what's going on, man?
I'll be honest. There's another one I really don't care too much about. I wouldn't be. I just want it for bragging rights. To be totally honest, I want it. I just want it so they can't talk shit. So the law, and then I'm gonna say something else too. That show they have tomorrow is gonna be piss water. It's gonna be dog shit. I'm telling you right now. People do not expect me tomorrow to be bigging up that show. It's not gonna happen. Everything I'm gonna say about it is negative. I'm telling you, they're gonna have like 7 third person action games. Nah, y'all can go fuck yourself. Show me a multiplayer game.
Bro, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on that one. I'm gonna talk so much shit about that, and I'm gonna put my rating system later on the screen. But third topic that we talk about, we seen studios after studios shutting down, people being fired, canceled games, this and that. Do you think Sony is actually bad for these small studios and businesses? Or
where's the outrage?
Exactly. Where's the outrage?
I swear, just a couple weeks ago, we'll start with Redfall. Everybody was on Xbox ass. Now, one person, I haven't seen a Pony, never seen IGN, GameSpot, none of them say anything about it. They had 4 in a row of this studios that are closing down, laying off people, or game council, and nobody's saying anything. So where is the outrage? Somebody say something. And it's only really Xbox guys are really saying anything about it because the ponies are not gonna say nothing about it. They don't want their L. So somebody say something. Anybody.
How many days has it been and nobody has said anything anyway? So
it's been weeks. It's been a couple weeks.
Let's put it this way. Tomorrow's the show. They're not going to talk about it. They're going to talk about the show. They're going to forget about all the bullshit Sony has done, all the studios they have closed, all the people that are laid off, all the problems they had, just because tomorrow comes out a show. If the show is actually good, though. Because
let's remember, Rary not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. Nah, we gonna keep drilling this just like they drill everything else. Because we know on June 11th and June 12th, on both those days, they're gonna be kicking. No matter what Xbox shows, they're gonna kick Xbox back in. No matter.
King, what will we do? We will hold the line.
At the end of the day, we're gonna blitz every down. We gonna hold the line. Because there's no way I'm gonna let them shit on the show next in a month. But I'm gonna shit on the one tomorrow, though. I promise you that.
All right. So next time, the next thing we said, KOTOR actually shutting down. Apparently, according to Jeff Grubb, even if you agree with him or not, apparently the game is never gonna come out. Is this karma? If these ponies talking way too soon, Grand Wizard, Ray, if ponies talk too much on Twitter, is this fucking karma going down to them? What's going on? Tell me. Ray, you go first.
It's karma from the developer because if I remember right, wasn't that a exclusive for Xbox back in the day?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was one of the most highly rated ones too.
So they didn't. It was no reason for it not to be on Xbox. So I'm happy that they lost their jobs or anything, but it was gonna be dog shit anyway. So might as well cancel it, cut bait, and let's go do something else. And now we get to talk about something else that PlayStation has killed. How many other games they just killing people left and right? They're like a serial killer. Ain't nobody saying nothing. We watching them do it.
Deviation Games, Bungie.
Man, please don't kill Bungie. I hope not.
Bungie has some.
I'm just saying, right? You see what's going on with Bungie right now. You see, they can't even keep their servers running for more than 4 days consistently.
That's true, bro. Now, okay, so we're kind of with any other last thoughts about the little Grand Wizard? They hear about you. Metal Gear, do you care about it? Do you not care about it? Is it good or bad that we're getting that game? Castlevania, if it comes to exclusive, is it good or bad? It's only bad for business. What about? Talk about it.
All right, let me start with Metal Gear first. I don't have a problem that we get in Metal Gear day and date. I don't really care. I'm not going to play it. I mean, it's good that we have Metal Gear on Xbox. It's just one less game that we're going to miss out on. Castlevania, I've never really cared for it. And Sony is definitely bad for business. You see what they're doing with the deal, Joey. They do right. By any means they trying to stop this deal. Musty booty, yellow teeth ass Jim Ryan, Joey, doing everything he can to stop this deal. And he has. And what happened in the end, Joey? He took 38 L's in the process.
And they said they can from what was it False Patent said anyway. They can close the deal as of yesterday, I think, if they wanted to.
I don't want to talk.
They can close the deal on May 22nd.
I really didn't want to talk about that, but because I really don't have enough knowledge of how the law works in that case. So everything that comes out of my mouth of that topic is actually just making guesses and bullshit. So I really don't want to talk about that part because I really don't know if they can do it. If they can do it, dude. If they can do it without the CMA, all these people, they would have done it already. But I don't know why they're not doing it. But that's a whole different topic. But now the second topic was my other topic is. Okay, Grand Wizard and Ray, real quick. I know we're gonna talk.
PYD.
Oh, my color. Oh yeah.
Come on, man. Tomorrow's show. We know it's VR is gonna be there. We know they're doing a few games as a service. We know they all this shit. We know they've been quiet for 2 years at least. Are they bringing the heat tomorrow, or people are expecting too much from Sony, or they're going to get eggs on their face? Like, what's going to happen tomorrow? What do you really think? Like, without capping.
Without capping.
Without capping, I think that they will show at least one big game at the showcase tomorrow. I hope that they announce that Spider-Man 2 is going day and date on PC, so I don't got to buy that big bitch PlayStation. But outside of Spider-Man or Wolverine being shown, I think that the whole showcase is gonna be filled with disappointment. Because who even gives a shit about VR, Joey? I don't give a shit about it, and my co-host doesn't either.
Without being a
hold on, Ray. The only thing, my biggest expectation for the showcase is for them to show Spider-Man or Wolverine.
Pretty much.
Without me being a bot, right? And I'm gonna take my bot head off for a second. If they was, because I told people one of my top 5 games of all time is Twisted Metal. If they was to show a Twisted Metal, that'll be a good show for me. Just because it's something that I want. But overall, just me knowing that probably half the show is going to be VR related, it's almost an automatic L.
Nobody give a fuck.
It's an automatic L. Who really trying to play VR games right now? I had that big ass heavy thing on it. These ponies don't even have strong necks. How they gonna keep that big ass goddamn helmet on their head?
Weak neck ass boys, Joey.
So how are we we're gonna sit a whole half a show, probably about maybe 7 to 8 games out of 20 maybe that they're gonna show that's gonna be VR. Then probably about 5, another 5 is gonna be multiplat. And then they might have Spider-Man, maybe Twisted Metal, because that was a rumor. They probably gonna have Wolverine and whatever the Naughty Dog's working on.
Factions and maybe that sci-fi game, but here,
yeah, probably those.
If Factions doesn't get revealed tomorrow, that's gonna be a big deal for the ponies, and I will be talking shit.
I mean, yeah. Do you think Factions gonna be good though? Because back The Last of Us back in the day, their multiplayer wasn't that fucking good. That was just cheap.
They haven't said not one thing about Factions, so I think.
But here's the
thing. It could be counted too.
Check this out. And thanks to Cinedex who said this earlier. Imagine if Sony, because I really don't believe these fuckers are gonna put that day free to play or day to day on PC or whatever. Imagine if The Last of Us Part 2, the PlayStation 5 version, gets bundled with that multiplayer. So they're making ponies pay for it. The same thing with the Horizon multiplayer they're doing. We've heard the rumors that Horizon Forbidden West, the first one, is actually being remade, upscaled, whatever. And they're making a multiplayer in order to give, because let's be honest, who's paying for multiplayer only games lately? Nobody. COD is already free to play. Fortnite is free to play. Apex is free to play. And a whole bunch of these games are going free to play. Even Overwatch is free to play. Halo is free to play. So right now, the landscape of multiplayer is not you pay for the multiplayer. That's not going to work. But knowing Sony how pieces of shit they are, I think Cinedex is right. If they are going to bundle this Horizon with their multiplayer of Horizon, and they're going to bundle The Last of Us Part 2 PlayStation 5 version to the Factions, so in order to get some money out of it. If that's that, do you think that's an L, but also that's a fucking Sony move, and I can actually see that.
It is. It's right up their alley. It really is. It's right up their alley, and that'll suck. Not even just being a gamer. That'll suck. That's not cool. When you know something probably shouldn't be free, because the landscape right now, and Microsoft kind of been on the frontier with the landscape going free to play and all of the other stuff and cloud, all of the. Sony they continually wants to be stuck in the past and keep everything a status quo because they know that's where they're dominant at. So this will be right up their alley, charging you for it, and I could see them having a season pass for it also, to be totally honest. So it's gonna suck because that could be that's probably closer to anything that being free to play.
Yes.
Sony don't do shit for free.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they don't do shit for free.
And that theory actually makes more sense than anything. I'm not saying it's true. If any fucking pony is actually listening or anything, I don't give a fuck if you clip this or not. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying if it happens, that will be hilarious. And we're going to talk shit about it. Just like me tomorrow. I'm not going to give credit to nothing Sony does. And here's my ratings chart. I'm going to show you my ratings chart and how I will tally the score tomorrow on the show. Let me show my screen real quick. Here we go. Boom. Now, if you look at my screen, this is the rating score of Sony. My fucking rating score. I'm treating Sony and PlayStation the way Pony's treated. They don't give Microsoft or Xbox no credit to nothing. That means I ain't going to give credit to nothing. So tomorrow, PlayStation first party exclusives gets 0. Why? Because I fucking say so. They're not going to give credit to Xbox games. I'm not going to give any credit. Even though if it's Wolverine, if it's Spider-Man, if it's fucking Cure or Cancer, you're getting a fucking 0. Yes, that's Joey fucking Metacritic. That's right. Third party exclusives that never comes to Xbox, that also gets a 0. You get a fucking 0 for not making any deals with Xbox, leaving a whole big fan base out there without your games. So fuck you, you're getting a 0 too. And I'll make it. Hey, dude, I know how to make websites. I might make my own Metacritic website. Fuck it. Now, third-party time exclusive. It doesn't matter if it's months or years times exclusive. I'm going to give you a 4.0. I'm not going to give you a 5 for mediocres. I'm not giving you even a 5. I'm giving you a 4. All right? I'm giving you some points just because you tried something. And if it's a third party that is also coming day one with Xbox, like Metal Gear Solid 3, you get a 10 out of 10. That's my rating score for tomorrow. I'm going to tally the score. Each and one of these fucking games tomorrow. Whether they're confirmed exclusive or not. That's going to be my score. And I'm going to repost that. I'm going to talk shit tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired. For real. I'm fucking tired. That nothing is... There's no... How could I say this? There's no credit given to Xbox at all. We had Redfall. Yes, that's fine. But everybody forgets about Hi-Fi Rush. That game doesn't even fucking exist. Why? Because it's cartoony and it doesn't matter. Fuck you. If there's no credit given to you, I ain't gonna give credit to us. I'm not gonna give credit to nobody. Treat people how you like to be treated. If you've been disrespecting me all this time as a fan base or us, fuck you. I'm gonna treat you the same way. I've been insulted lately on Twitter, getting death threats, and I'm gonna tell you right now, right here live. Twitter comments does not affect me at all. DMs does not affect me. You can talk shit all you want against me. Because I grew up always being a chubby kid. I've been bullied my whole life. Sticks and stones may break my words. That's a corny shit to say, but guess what? Words, I don't give a fuck about your words. Your opinion ponies on my Twitter, I don't give a fuck. I never have and never will. And until you as a community keep on existing, I will keep on saying it. Your community is the worst. And I'd rather be third place with my Xbox brothers all day, every day, than being near first place and next to you pieces of shit. But anyway, Senedex, how will you treat Sony tomorrow? Are you gonna give him credit or not? I'm not gonna. Nothing against you though. I'm not saying. Will you give him credit, or are you actually excited for tomorrow?
Well, I don't really got an Xbox PlayStation, to be honest.
So fuck him. There you go. Fuck him. That's it. Senedex gave him a 0. Enough.
No, I'm looking at it just to see because I was always gonna get a PlayStation once Spider-Man came out. That game around the time Spider-Man came, maybe like a year after, because it's only for good for because really they only got a few games to play. So I think last generation I got a PlayStation around 2018. So I just got it played a few games and now it's collecting dust. But in terms of the showcase and credit to give, it depends because objectively I can give a couple scores, say if it's good or bad. But obviously, we're going to TTS if it's bad.
Oh, we will, basically.
Or even regardless, to be honest, regardless. But yeah, we'll see how the show. Honestly, it's been almost 2 years since their last showcase. They have to just have something ready because they wouldn't. And also, May 25th is kind of a random date. They usually go like early June. So I think they have some things ready to show. I think it's almost an hour. If they don't, man, it's going to be really bad. But yeah, I'll give credit depending if it's a really good show. But it's pretty similar to your grading system. I only really care what game they lock down, to be honest. We already know that they didn't get Metal Gear. That's a W for Xbox. We'll see what Castlevania and other games, but that's really the only thing I care about.
All right, then. Ray, I know you're going to talk shit tomorrow. And I don't know if you're going to be anybody's show or you're going to do your own show live tomorrow. I'm not, unfortunately. I'll be working. But I'm going to be in everybody's chat. I'm going to be lingering in everybody's chat, talking shit. And just because I feel like it. I don't know. You fucking ponies turn me into something that I'm not even liking to be. You're turning me into a fucking villain. Now you're turning me into the fucking Joker for some reason. I don't know why, but I just hate you fuckers. But anyway, Grand, PYD. Anyway, what's your thoughts about this? Are you gonna talk shit tomorrow, or are you gonna actually give credit? And yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be talking so much shit tomorrow, Joey. I don't care if Spider-Man 2 is the greatest trailer of all time. I'm still gonna say fuck Peter Parker and his uncle, fuck that big bitch, that PlayStation 5, and fuck Musty Teeth Jim Ryan, Joey. I'm not giving no credit where credit. I don't give a fuck if it's due. They're not getting no credit for me.
Well, there you go. Now that you mentioned Spider-Man, which is hilarious that you mentioned him, let's go to our next topic and last topic of the show. Let me close this real quick. Let me put this crummy ass face on my screen. No, not you. That's for another topic. Where are you? Here we go. Laughing already. Damn. And we share my screen. Everybody in the chat and guys here in the panel right now, we all know that Sony insiders never existed. We all know this, right? Now look at this piece of shit. When was this? I don't care when was this, but look at this piece of shit. Who it is? Moonface himself. The guy, Freddy Krueger, lost son.
God, he's so ugly.
So freaking hype.
I just threw up.
Spider-Man on the PlayStation 5. I mean, seriously, just consider the fact that right now, when it comes to PlayStation Studios,
there's my dog talking shit. There you go.
Is one of the best of the best.
My bad, sorry.
Cast guy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe,
I
if you
like
already.
Shit from
now,
you.
let me just say something. Maybe in the next, Millier is actually a very reputable leaker, specifically talking about Spider-Man stuff, and she said this: Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5 is exceeding expectations for Marvel higher-ups. Oh man, that sounds so good. Fluidity and visual punch.
Yeah, it's gonna look good. Fuck it. Now let's go to the multiplayer side. According to
especially,
my God, fucking Pringles. Sorry.
Conoce los jarabes Vic que recubren la garganta, aliviando la.
Oh my God, Joey,
I ain't paid for premium.
You gotta get premium, my guy. You gotta get premium.
Inside the code itself, there's these details in Spider-Man Remastered that pointed to the idea of Red Team, Blue Team, Chapter 1, Character 2, stuff like this makes it sound like maybe there's going to be multiplayer modes, actual online multiplayer modes, which could be interesting. What if they did something like Spider-Man Tag? I mean, I'd play that.
Hey, Joey, can you rewind that back?
Yes, I was gonna rewind it back anyway.
Save the online multiplayer mode. Chapter 1, Character 2, just having co-op. It sounds like inside the.
Let's go back.
Process. Like, man, it would be really cool if we actually get to chase down, especially with this leak. So it sounds like more than just having co-op, it sounds like inside the code itself, there's these details in Spider-Man Remastered that pointed to the idea of Red Team, Blue Team, Chapter 1, Character 2, stuff like this makes it sound like maybe there's going to be multiplayer modes.
Hold on.
Oh,
Red
man,
Team,
how
Blue
long
Team.
that ugly ass nigga is.
So apparently to this leak, I don't know when they leaked this, and these fuckers believe everything. Insomniac is doing co-op, multiplayer with Red and Blue Team. What is this? Fucking Halo? Like, and then, you know what's the funny part about this? Today, wait, hold on. Let me just cut my screen for a second. But anyway, what do you guys think?
Dreamcast guy needs to take down that video, Joey.
They
confirmed that game to be single player, and look how wrong he was. This is why Dreamcast guy's ugly, Joey. This is why everything he say is wrong. This is why Dreamcast guy would never be right about anything in his life.
God damn, that's some harsh shit.
I don't even want to talk about Crater Face, but we're gonna talk about Crater Face.
There's a whole bunch of people. Check this out.
Spider-Man 2 is coming with a co-op campaign. Data miners went deep into the Spider-Man PC files and found some evidence. It's about 10 quid an ink, that is. It makes total sense because in the teaser trailer, you can see them almost use some crazy combos. Hit subscribe if you think 2 Spider-Man is better than 1.
This fake ass pony insiders. Oh my god.
I think I used to be subscribed to him a long time ago.
I need Joey. I need to go outside and take a walk after you just played that.
Oh,
He dug.
why are they so cringe?
How wrong was he, Joey? When they in
How wrong was
confirmed
he?
Spider-Man 2 to be a single player game and have no sort of co-op. These ponies look stupid these ponies look stupid every day, Joey.
How many times do we have to tell them that there's no such thing as a pony insider? And then you
They
got
don't believe
dumbasses.
it.
And then you got dumbasses doing videos like
No,
this.
for real. How many times have we got on this show?
Campaign co-op. Now, I love multiplayer in general. Co-op, though, makes everything 10 times better.
Dreamcast guy, you fucking pony. You stupid fucking pony.
Well,
how stupid do you look now, Dreamcast guy?
Well. I mean, they'll believe anybody, to be totally honest. Reforge came out of nowhere after he came off his assault charges and whatever. And he's like one of the biggest punishments. So it's one of those things. I don't know why they keep believing these guys every time a show come up or it becomes like conference season. They just believe whoever say anything. I can put out a list tomorrow and they'll believe it.
I can make a fake leak PlayStation showcase list and then fucking JW and bitch Thrash gonna repost it. Joey, they so desperate for news that they
I might do it.
Hey yo,
I might do it. To be totally honest, I might go home and doctor up one and put it out there and let's see how far I get.
Hey, Cinedex, a question for you.
What's good?
You know that ponies, when the PlayStation 5 started coming out, the power of the SSD, that it was going to be like a second GPU, that it could do this, it can do that, it could do ray tracing, it will load assets fast, it will do everything. But the Xbox 360, no, let's go even further than that. Let's go even back. The Nintendo Entertainment System could do co-op games. Why can't Insomniac and Spider-Man can't do co-op? What happened?
Wait, is it because it's SSD? Is that what decided?
I'm asking you. They told us a miracle SSD was in there. It was gonna act like RAM. It was gonna act like a double GPU. That the whole like variable hertz or whatever that fucking thing is called, and all the liquid metal was gonna even do better. But yet, the Nintendo Entertainment System has the capability to do co-op, but the PlayStation 5 and Spider-Man can't. You're telling me even Batman had a co-op with Arkham Origins in a multiplayer, but Spider-Man can't? What the fuck is going on? Are they capping? Are they liars? Or the PlayStation just trash a multiplayer?
They kind of, that was always capped. I'm talking about SSD. You can do this, you can do that. I do remember them talking extravagantly. Oh, I can do this. It's the best console ever. It can have great SSD, better than PCs. That was all marketing. And I can't believe even some sites ran with that. Like, if you didn't see that, you must have been some type of stupid. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it a real buck with y'all. Y'all must have been some type of stupid. But this is the thing. A lot of these first-party titles, they don't really have any multiplayer. They don't have any co-op to offer. When a lot of Xbox titles, I think the majority of their titles actually, these came on Xbox One generation. A lot of them had co-op. Be able to play multiplayer games. They don't really do that because it's a whole other aspect of developing games. Like ever since The Last of Us, the first one, Uncharted, they've been pushing action-adventure games and things of this nature. But we'll see about tomorrow how the game looks and how it's different. But
so you're telling me that Sony studios are not really capable of doing multiplayer and co-op?
Hey, amen. Hey, hey,
no,
I ain't saying nothing.
I said they can't do it.
Hey, Joey, look, Joey, look, my nigga.
Oh shit, dude. What? Okay, since the PlayStation has come on, what multiplayer has they launched?
Zero.
Nothing.
I got
Discretion All Stars. My bad. Discretion All Stars.
Oh man, that trash game. God damn, it was so trash. They had to use fucking
you know
bots.
that game belongs in the trash.
Oh
And
god damn.
that game's actually garbage, man. Like it kind of sucked. I thought it was about to be some decent game, Rocket League, but man.
Nah.
But yeah, destruction, yes, yeah.
So you're telling me that as much as they call Redfall trash, Redfall had a co-op and Spider-Man can't? The fuck are you guys talking about that? You trash ass studios. You want to talk shit about Xbox Studio and the management and shit, but y'all not even putting a complete experience for y'all. You're playing as Miles Morales and you're playing as fucking Peter Parker in the same screen. I'm thinking, and you can't make two people play in the same screen. Even that trash Gotham Knights game had people playing in the same screen. Oh, but the game is listen. I don't care if it's
Hey, Joey. Joey, I got 2%. I cut out. You know, my phone went dead.
Okay, no problem, man. Anyway, the show is gonna be about. This is the last topic anyway. So talk your shit. Promote your video. Your put that shit. Get out.
All right, y'all check out the Xbox Echo Chamber podcast on Wednesday, 7:15 Central Time. This is the Echo Chamber for all Xbox. It is a pony-free zone, by the way. So don't bring your pony ass in the chat.
I think Ray died.
Ray, you good?
No.
Yeah, he's gone. Ray, don't worry about it, man. We got you. We got you. All right, PYD. So just to finish this off real quick, and Sony, do we give a pass to PlayStation? Like,
we need to hold them. We need to keep that same energy like these ponies do with Xbox. If they don't give us as much shit for the way Redfall came out, we need to give as much shit for Spider-Man 2 lying about having co-op.
So it's keeping the same energy. I agree.
It's all about keeping the same energy, Joe. It doesn't make sense for us to give Xbox all the shit for one game that happened to be unfortunate, but we give Spider-Man, Bungie, and Deviation Games a pass for the mismanagement and the constant bullshit that's going on in their in-house studios.
I 100% agree, bro. 100% agree. Now, it was a short topic. It was a cappy topic anyway. Spider-Man not having co-op. Who gives a shit? I honestly don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So, PYD.
But we're gonna use it as ammo to talk shit against these ponies.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna use ammo about it.
Let's go, baby. Woo!
What do you think I'm gonna say tomorrow? So the game is incomplete.
Oh yeah, the game's half baked. It's incomplete mess, and it's hey Joe, it's doo-doo butter.
Exactly. So anyway, PYD, promote yourself, talk your shit. Let's close the show.
I'm talking.
By the way, people in the chat, that's
Spider-Man 2 ponies. The showcase. Y'all are gonna be walking out that showcase disappointed tomorrow, full of tears in y'all eyes, sad, crying on Twitter. And when the Xbox showcase rolls around and we finally get to see greatness, y'all gonna wish y'all had an Xbox. Y'all wish y'all wasn't talking shit, and we're not gonna let y'all back in this community. I'm talking about you, Uni Sensei, snatching your chain. You banned from the community, Uni.
You know what? I 100% agree with that. Fuck Uni. You know, if you left, you ain't coming back. You only had one chance. We will hold the line.
If you switch sides, stay where you at. You flip-flopping motherfucker.
There you go. Cinedex, I know you don't talk that as much shit as we do. You haven't been on social media a lot. You haven't been on, but I'd like to have you back, man. It's been a long time. You know you're my friend. Promote yourself, what you're doing, what you're doing in life. What's going on with you, man?
I bet. I'm not really on Money Podcast. Just check me on Xbox. DM me at Cinedex on Twitter if you need to get at me. I'm on there. But I'm private though. I talk too much.
Don't worry about it. I know.
hey Joey, can you get the comment that Mechanic just wrote?
Hold on. This one?
Yeah.
I want to talk about PlayStation mismanagement. Fire Jim Ryan. Anyone?
I just think it's crazy how they want to Phil Spencer fired because of how Redfall came out, but y'all don't want to fire Jim Ryan over him laying off 90 of his developers, shutting down the studio and canceling the hit. How many live service games did they cancel, Joy? Was it 2 or 3?
So far, if we're counting the Fire, whatever name is, the Deviation, and now Cope Tour, that's 3.
They canceled 3 live service games, and y'all still ain't calling for Jim Ryan's head. But one game from Xbox Studios came out unfinished, and y'all want that man fired when he's the reason why we have he's the reason why we have Bethesda and Activision. He convinced Satya and Nadella to actually fund Xbox, to actually see it as a viable product. I just think it's crazy, man.
It's hypocritical. It's stupid. and I hope PlayStation fails tomorrow. But anyway, sorry about that. Cinex, that's it. That's all you have to say. You're
mostly just follow me on Twitter at Cinedex on twitter.com. Yeah, I don't really do too much else, but yeah, tomorrow about that Fire Jim Ryan, we're gonna have to see this showcase in the next few months, see if that narrative pops up, but probably not because he's been doing a pretty well job. Hypnotizing these ponies, to be honest. But
oh man, those motherfuckers, they're like fucking Reginald on WBG, man. It's the motherfuckers eating their toenail clippings. They have a mission gun with his piss. It's like amazing. And they want to talk about us about Phil Spencer.
Joey.
I'm mad,
Joey.
Oh man,
Jim Ryan's amazing.
Joey, you piece of shit.
Knock knock.
How dare you?
Knock knock. Who's there? Fuck you, Jim Ryan.
Fuck
out
you,
of here.
Spencer. We should have Activision.
All right. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Again, I'm going to repeat like I said last week and hopefully every week. I will never switch. I will never turn blue. I don't like it. I don't like PlayStation. PlayStation can go fuck himself. Tomorrow I'm going to take a piss on them. And maybe I know somebody may be hearing, or two of them may be hearing. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to sign no fucking stupid contract. That's just ridiculous. Your community makes me detest the PlayStation. I don't care if they have the so-called bangers. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I really don't. So anyway, tomorrow I hope PlayStation has a bad show. I hope Xbox has a great show when it's their turn. And I hope all you ponies get blocked by Twitter. Somehow you guys disappear because you're the scum of the earth. All of you. You're all pieces of shit. None of you deserve to be on Twitter. None of you deserve to have anything. Because I just hate you, motherfucker. I hate you. I fucking hate you, man. I can't wake up in the morning with seeing some dumb shit on Twitter. And all the dumb shit comes from you. Anyway, thanks for being stupid rant. That was a dumb rant. That was just dumb. It didn't make any sense what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm just hungry, bro. So everybody in the chat, again, thank you for being here. Anti-Islam, I just saw you. Amit Kumar, thanks for being here. Fernando, Victor Click, Michipu, Togo, Dragon's Blade. Who else? Big Boy Mike. Who else I'm missing? Who was Chill Walker? Thank you for being here. Who else I'm missing? Arcadia 13. I see you. Marco Coelho. Thanks again. Redacted Dirk. Still don't know if you're fucking oracular, but doesn't matter.
No, he's not.
PYD, you were in the chat. Cold Silver Hands. So to you, first time I ever see you in the chat. One Trick Pony. Prophet. First time I didn't see you, Prophet. These fools think Sony can buy Take Two. They're not buying shit, bro. They can't even handle a studio with 50 people.
They can't pay their bills, man.
And now they can't pay their bills.
Joey,
they
can't even pay their water bill. What makes you think they're going to buy Take Two?
You know, I didn't even mention it in the podcast, but we saw like Sony is adding more money to their investments, like $8 billion. And somehow these dumbasses actually think all those $8 billion is going to PlayStation. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But whatever, man. The dumbasses. Yeah, you're going to buy Take Two with $5 billion. Get the fuck out of here. Who else is in the chat? If I miss anybody, I apologize. The chat. Okay. C4 Skills. If I said it right, I'm sorry. But anyway, again, I had 72 people in the chat. Thank you for being here. I'm humble. Hopefully we can grow this community, a bot community, free from ponies. Fuck the ponies. Have a good day.
Make sure y'all
take care of yourself
and like my man's content, bro.
Yeah, by the way, I'm trying to do a new short series. Not short series. I'm doing a series of gameplay. I love indies. I love pixel art. So I'm going to try to do gameplay of classic games and pixel art indie games. Hopefully I can do that as soon as possible when I have a good schedule at work. Other than that, take care. Respect one another, but fuck the ponies. We're out.
Peace.
Where's my should my outro? God damn, I fucked up like dirt. Where's my outro?
Oh man.
Damn. There we go. We're out.